Hello, everyone. Welcome to the School Morning Show. It's About Page Wednesdays, and it's about time, if you know what I'm saying. I'm Eric. I'm here with Jenna. We're going to review some About Pages on some different school communities. But yesterday, you were telling some dad jokes, so I had my own dad joke that I wanted to start the show with today, if you don't mind.
That's fun. In fact, it's really dad of you to come back with dad jokes.
Well, I couldn't let you one-up me on that one, you know?
Okay.
What do you call the number 7 with the flu?
I have no idea. You're just going to have to tell me.
6-7.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was
I'm so
pretty good. I
glad
thought it was pretty good.
That is pretty good. I'm really glad I have headphones on, though, because my 4-year-old would be going around saying that all day long.
Yeah, you got to tell him that one later.
Yes. Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for another wonderful Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, and just a reminder for everybody, if you want to chat with us live, go to the post in What Is School and comment there. Mm-hmm. Next Wednesday is April 1st.
Uh-oh.
We are almost done with quarter one for 2026. Is that not crazy?
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to April Fool somebody. You
I
think?
don't know. We might. It's going to be About Page Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we could get.
Maybe we just won't do one.
It'd be like, psych. Yeah.
We got a
6,
6, 7. 6, 7. Yep.
Oh, I'm saying it out loud. Darn it.
Oops.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
I'm not saying it. What are we talking about? Yeah. So it's crazy. Do you feel like you've gotten enough done in quarter one?
Absolutely not. Well, I take that back. I did get quite a bit done. I launched my school community finally. I've been talking about it for so long, so I finally did that. I'm already past 100 members, so that's kind of a big milestone. So I've had a pretty decent quarter one. Quarter one's usually the slowest time of the year for me anyways, just with everything that I do. So the fact that I got anything done at all, it's kind of a miracle. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like it tends to be because you know how they talk about like seasonal depression and stuff like that for even like in the fall time. I feel like the fall, that's like BS for me. It only hits me at the beginning of the year because I'm like, man, it's another year. And I start reflecting on all the things I wanted to get done last year and I need to do it this year. And then we also have like a bunch of birthdays and it's just busy. It's full of a lot of things going on. So I feel
That's
like
true.
I'm running on caffeine.
And you feel like, winter's over, but really it's just getting started. You still have like another 3 or 4 months left of the cold. And actually this week has been really nice. Like I've been outside doing yard work all week long. I set up my raised garden beds and I actually got a little bit of a tan and like I'm feeling good again.
I need to do that. I
treated myself like a house plant.
Yay! That's good. That throwback to that episode where we talked about that. So today we are going to review the About Pages, and I almost think, kind of like you talked about, you're doing like your yard work and stuff. You're getting everything outside looking good for before summertime, where we're going to spend a little good amount of time inside the house. If you're like me and you don't want to be in the heat, you want to be in the AC. But so you got to take care of the outside first. So that's what we're going to do today with About Pages, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. We've got to clean that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and review 2 About Pages that were from the post that we made on Sunday. But I wanted to ask if anybody was here watching our last one, does anyone remember the 3P framework?
Mm-hmm. And I just gave a spoiler. I just put it on screen. So if you don't remember, here it is.
Yeah, here you go. It's like, it's the when
it's
you
open,
find the
it's
answer
open book
key.
study.
Yeah, it's like, answer this question. Do you know what the 3 Ps are? Oh, here's the answers also.
Yep.
So the About
fail.
Page, yeah, the About Page framework would be promise, proof, plan. This is what I go by. There's so many different ways to do things. Remember, I always tell people to test stuff and see what works for them. But if I'm going to be talking about pages for the majority of just everybody, I am going to go by this 3P framework. And that is because it's kind of like foolproof for most people. So
Yep.
promise is going to be what is the tangible thing they get when they join. It's focused one outcome. And then it's proof, and this is where you tell them they can get the promise because you or others have overcome the problem pain. And there's a lot of people that wondered why you don't include problem pain, like why it's not 4Ps. And it's because you are able to fit the problem and pain inside the proof.
Yeah, it's all kind of wrapped up in that.
Yes, exactly. In fact, the plan sometimes is even wrapped in the proof, but you still want to explain it. And that was where the third P comes in, is plan. This is how they're going to get to the promise. So even when you're looking at like the screenshot that Eric threw up, you can even see like if you're getting proof or a testimonial, this is what you could send somebody. You could say, hey, this is how, like if you're wanting to do a good testimonial for me, it would be going over the problem pain. What was life like before you? What was it like to do the work with me? So it talks about the plan. The proof is that they were able to get the promise that is fulfilled. Like you're telling them, hey, they went through this. This is where you relate. This is how we did it. And now I'm where I want to be. And then I just always say throw a little last push in there, because the push is just being like, what would you tell yourself before you got started working with me and to convince you to do this, you know?
Yeah.
So
Sounds
that's
good.
where you would get that that proof in, and it also helps with talking about the plan.
You know, it'd be cool if we got Matthew Burns up here one day soon to go a little deeper on what makes good proof. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, some proof to prove worth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was maybe a little bit of a dad joke. Haha.
They never end.
Yeah, they're never going to end. We're always going to be like this. So we're going to review the 2 about pages that we picked out, and I think we're going to start with the Outdoor Kitchens Australia by Ricardo Solomons.
Okay. That's a good one. It's a good one. So
Very nice.
what does he do exactly? Let's look at this.
Yeah, so as I was looking at it, I was realizing, and let me look real quick. In your picture, okay, it's hard to see. There it is. He does also have a second photo, so we'll want to grab that too in just a minute. But when you're on his about page, what I'm reading is it's outdoor, because the first thing I'm going to look at is the image, right? If there's text. So it's Outdoor Kitchens Australia with Ricardo Solomons. It says plan right, buy once, and relax. And I think that that's pretty good, but that's like a tagline. And I've noticed that he's used it multiple times, which isn't like, it's not a bad thing to get people to start saying your tagline. But once you've said it in 3 different places, because it's in the photo, it's also in the group description, and it is the very first line on his about page. So I would probably say, what is the one, like, what's the one thing that they are wanting in the end? It's like, what's the vision that they're having? It's like relaxing in their backyard, having their kitchen, it being perfect, and they're just relaxing while something's cooking, or they're getting to enjoy their home, right? Their outdoor time, instead of feeling like they have to go do something elsewhere, you know? That's what I'm getting from it.
I'm actually having a little bit of trouble figuring out exactly what he's doing here. Is he teaching people how to build an outdoor kitchen in their house? Is that kind of what I'm getting here?
Yeah, it looks like it kind of looks like what he's doing is that he has a business inside Australia to help people with their building a kitchen in their backyard, right?
Okay.
He's been building and he's been installing outdoor kitchens. And now he's not necessarily doing it and building it, installing it. He's here to help you plan, and so that you're building it the right way the first time. Because my guess is that he's probably dealt with a lot of people that wanted a really nice backyard kitchen, and as they got started, they just made a mess of it, and then they finally call him to like fix it. you know, like, because it wasn't what they were dreaming of or planning, right?
Yeah, I kind of see that one little section there where he's talking about like building materials. So I guess that is it.
And then when you go to the second image, he has a review,
Okay,
and
I'll
this
pull that
person
up real quick.
says,
Let me pull
all
that up.
right,
I got it right here. I like that he has reviews though.
yes, reviews are important because this also helps me get context. It says, Ricardo was exceptional, clear and thoughtful design, which he was happy to iterate until we found the one that worked the best. He measured and templated, helped us select stone and finishes, and managed all the trade. The kitchen looks absolutely mint with all the small details, like flashings and magnetic door closes, all thought of and installed. Despite the extremely high quality of service, the price was very competitive and the job was finished swiftly. Could not be happier. So that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Like
What's
that
and he
gives
has a
me,
picture too. Like he has like a little example, and that's great with his community because like he has like physical evidence that you can look at with your eyes.
yeah, people are going to be definitely visual with this cuz like, you know, where a good amount of people are going to be spending time on Pinterest, which I think we know somebody that knows a lot about Pinterest and they would probably agree with us.
Yeah.
So for me, like if I'm looking at outdoor kitchens, I've been on Pinterest all day, like swiping and adding things to boards on what I want my dream outdoor kitchen to look like, right? So seeing a dream outdoor kitchen in his review is like very helpful. In
It
fact,
is.
you'll notice that this picture is also the same picture as his group cover photo, so that's pretty cool too.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's cool.
So when I'm looking at this, I think what we're missing is like the clarity to know what am I getting when I join the community.
Because he has the what's inside section here, but it's still not clear what the outcome is at the end.
Okay. Sorry, I just noticed a comment that I'm like, all right. I don't know what that means, but okay. Um anyways, uh so yeah, I would agree. You want to see, and I think that Ricardo is probably busy. Yeah, he said he's going to catch the replay. So, hi Ricardo, when you're like watching the replay, I would say give them the outcome, like the dream outcome that they're wanting is that they're like relaxing in their backyard. They're able to grill something easily, keep the heat outside or something. Like what's the real reason when you're talking to all the people that you've helped? What is the one thing that they mentioned that they're happy about? Like where even in like you could do his the review. He's happy that everything was like thoughtfully designed. It looks the kitchen looks mint. I would say it's also like it's pretty stunning for like his having like a stunning backyard kitchen that you can host people with. Because think about it, you could invite people to come over and spend time with you in your backyard and like hang out rather than going to a restaurant and then having like only a limited amount of time. Like you get more closer knit with your friends when you get to spend more time
Yeah.
talking
Kind
and
of speak
hanging
their
out.
language a little bit more. That's
Yeah.
speaking of that, there is something else I really don't like about this is it looks like it was written by ChatGPT just because it's got you can see the little M dashes there, and then at the end the no jargon, no sales fluff. I see that in every single ChatGPT about page. It just
Right.
I don't like it because like saying no jargon and no sales fluff, but then you're saying stuff like answering current client questions. Well, that's jargon and sales fluff, so it's kind of like you know what I mean.
Right. I would say it would be cool to take so if you get the remember the three P's, we're gonna go with the promise at the very top part. So like what is it when they get when they join? And then I would probably put something like Nick was trying to find a good price to get his house's backyard finished to where he can now like host parties, etc. Whatever it is, like that kind of ties in with the promise. We worked together. We select the stone and the finishes. I made sure that he had all the little details like flashings and magnetic door closes, and now he's really happy with how it how it looks. He says it looks mint or something like that. So you're going to, obviously you word it nicely, but that's where you put his testimonial. That's the proof in there. You can also even put like after 20 years in the industry designing, building, and installing outdoor kitchens. I'm now here to help you plan your outdoor kitchen to make sure that you're getting the right one done at this time. Give me one moment.
It's all right. So the promise at the beginning would be something like telling them exactly what you do as far as like building the dream kitchen, and then you go into the proof, which is where we're at right now.
I think what we're missing is, that's why I can't even just tell you what a promise would be, is I need to know, Ricardo, are you just helping? Are you basically the consultant for them getting an outdoor kitchen project? Or are you actually still helping build and install it for them?
Because
Like,
that's what the
where
review makes it sound like. The review makes it sound like this is just a place for you to find clients to go and build it yourself. So are you actually building it for them, or are you teaching them how to build it themselves? I guess that's what I'm not clear on.
Right. Now, when we go down to like what's inside for you, I this is why I lean to, it's probably more of like a consulting position for him, because he says it's a video and photo inspo of real world outdoor kitchen projects via YouTube. That's pretty cool because you know what? We're visual, right? We're going to want to see it. I probably would word it a little slightly different. I'd probably put like inspirational videos and photos of outdoor kitchen projects. I wouldn't put via YouTube because it
kill
doesn't
the
matter.
YouTube part. Yeah, kill that part.
And then he says the buy once database, independent reviews on materials that I use to survive Aussie UV and rain. That is pretty cool. I think we could, the buy once database, I would put maybe like independent reviews on materials that survive. Like I would erase the ones that say like that I used. I would skip that I use that part and then just put survive Aussie UV and rain. Then he says weekly live strategy. Join me every Tuesday to answer your and current client questions. Probably join me every Tuesday to go over Q&A or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the 24.
I didn't understand the current client questions part. That part threw me. So does that mean like, that kind of makes me think he's training people to do what he did. Like he's training people to go build other people's kitchens. That's kind of what it sounds like to me.
You know, that brings up another question, because if somebody's thinking that, it's like we want to make sure we have the clarity on what it is. So when I heard current clients, I was assuming he still has current kitchen clients that may have questions.
Yeah.
That like for building and installing.
It could be.
The 24-month roadmap, clear actions where you build in 3 months or 2 years. So this confuses me the most, I think.
To build what?
So when I think 24-month roadmaps, you're telling me 2 years to get this kitchen. That's too long. I'm like, that makes me go, oh no, I'm out. You know, like I'm going to get this done in 3 months or less. And I get that that's like maybe not realistic because obviously I'm not the person building, but if I would probably say like, if you're trying to tell me that, maybe like a whole body transformation, like you're going to look totally different in 24 months, then I would be like, okay, yeah, it might take 24 months. If I'm thinking outdoor backyard kitchen, I'm like, it probably like 3 to 6 months is probably where my brain's going. So as soon as you say 24 month, I'm like, why am I here? You know, you're telling me I have to be in this community for 24 months.
But then like it goes on to say whether you build in 3 months or 2 years. So it maybe you can do it in 3 months, but it's not clear.
And this is where I would be like your timeline roadmap. So if it says like your timeline roadmap, if this is what you really want to put it here, and this might be just something that ChatGPT threw out to you, so no stress if this is not what you meant, but putting something about your timeline, like get it done on your timeline roadmap, and then it says clear actions whether you build in 3 months or 2 years. that gives somebody like the, oh, okay, so I can get it done in my timeline, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The condiment corner, I love this part. I love this because it's my place to share artesian barbecue sauces, relishes, condiments to enjoy. I would probably, because it's community based, say where we can share recipes and also like talk about all the different things, because you want them sharing what kind of barbecue sauce they like, or their special side dishes for what they're going to use in their outdoor kitchens, because even though it is something that you might want to do and share with them, they're still reading this and thinking about them.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
that's the whole guru versus community thing. It's like you want to use language that we all come together rather than it's just everyone looking at you.
Yeah, and people want to be heard and seen. So if they're seeing this as a community, like an actual community, rather than just maybe like a course or getting taught, then they're gonna look at this and go, "This is gonna be mostly about him." They're not gonna know whether or not they can share. Like even with the inspo part for the first part, it could be like where we share inspirational pictures, because they might be
Oh yeah, I like
on
that.
Pinterest and they want to share the inspo that they had, you know?
Yeah, and then that would be great if it's like, I don't know, for example, they share like an appliance or something, or some chair setup or something that they want to use. They share the photos. Everybody can give their opinions on it, and so it is that would be more of a community based thing rather than just you sharing specific things. I like that.
Yeah. And then I would just cut out that next part, the no jargon, just clear steps. We don't need that. If we already know the promise at the top and we already have the proof and then we have this plan, this whole second part I would just delete, because it the no jargon, no sales fuss, just clear steps for enclosed al fresco or exposed kitchens. Join our community if you're ready to start. That
It's like you
isn't
said last
necessary.
week. It's like it almost like, why are you saying that? It makes me think that it's not actually clear.
Yeah. Right. And and so far I haven't been clear. So this would make me not necessarily believe that. And then hit join group to start planning. That's that's fine. I would still probably just put like join group or something like that. But if you want to hit join group, start planning, that's fine.
I like that personally.
Yeah, I think that that's where it's can be more unique. The one thing also, I know my community, What Is School, is public. Yours is also public, so it
didn't realize
might
that.
be it might be good, because I'm seeing that you have a post from August 2025, and sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit from allergies. October 2025, and then we have a February 5th, February 10th, then 6 days ago and 1 day ago, and yeah, the pinned one is from August 2025. So it looks like you got started in August, probably from like the Hormozy wave, and you didn't get super active until just recently, like you're restarting it, revamping it. I would probably clean that up and put your like put a new welcome one that's more recent, rather than something that hasn't been commented on from 2025, if you're going to keep it as a public community. Even if it's not a public community, I probably still would do that, but
Yeah.
kind of there's no courses, no classrooms. So if you're not going to put anything in the classroom, there is a tab inside the group settings where you can like turn that tab off, so it doesn't look
Yep.
like there's nothing
Yep.
in there.
Yep. I don't have any courses in my school at the moment, so I have my classroom turned off. It just makes it a little bit more clean, so people aren't going like, "Where's all the courses?" when they join when there's not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, and then yeah, I think other than that, it looks pretty good as far as the about page goes for the image. I would put, if you have more testimonials, that would be good. If you have more photos, that would be even better. I think people, again, are going to be more visually inclined to look at that. And
Yeah, this
I
is like
think,
perfect for reviews because you got all those pictures that they can share.
yeah, exactly. Or showing your work. Because even just showing a picture of something that you've done, that in itself is like almost a testimonial or a proof, you know?
Exactly.
So
job.
that's what we have for that one. Let's go to the next
Pamela.
one. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the tab on the last one, but we have this tab. My bad. Whoops. All right, so we have Pamela.
We actually might have to turn that banner off so we can see the rest of it. Let me,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to turn it off. There we go. Okay, Pamela Christo. We got Moms Who Podcast. That's perfect because I'm all about podcasting. So I was excited that we chose you.
You've been a podcast engineer for how long?
Over a decade now. I mean, probably going on 11 years.
Very cool. So I'm going to look at this as just the about page side of things, and then I also want to hear things from your side as a podcast guy.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's get to the promise.
All right. So we have all my free podcast trainings, strategies, and resources in one place. I don't think that's bad, but my only thing would be if this is how you want to keep it, because to me this isn't a promise.
No. It's more of a plan.
Yes, give me 1 second. My kid
That's
is
okay.
just going crazy in the background.
That's okay. Yeah, like she was saying, all my free podcast training, strategies, and resources in one place. It's not really giving a clear outcome of what they get out of those trainings and strategies and resources. I would probably say, why would they want to get those trainings? What do they get after they go through those strategies and resources? That would be more of the promise. When you say, Jenny?
Right. So, what I was going to bring up is it says all my, and like and this is like this isn't about you. This isn't about me. It's not about like anybody that goes in here and starts writing it from one stance where we're talking about like our proof, like our credibility or the things that we have that we're sharing. The only time that I would ever want to see like all my free podcast training strategies and resources would be if it's like Alex Hormozy or like Tony Robbins or something like that, because right now I don't know you. If I'm joining from like Discovery, or if I've just seen you maybe on YouTube, I'm gonna come in here and I'm like, okay, well that's cool. I don't even know if those are gonna do anything that for me that I would want, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then we go straight into, hi, I'm Pamela Krista, Mamified, podcast manager, podcast strategist. Again, it's all about you. And this is not the time to really introduce yourself. Introduce yourself once they're inside your community. And that's just a simple thing of like what we're trying to do here on an about page is give them clarity that yes, this is for them. It's going to get them what they want. That you've been able to do this and help others before. If you haven't, so like some people that I'll have a community get started, it's something new to them. So if you don't have proof, then you can share maybe a little bit of like why you're doing this, why you're doing the community itself, you know, like this here, we're going to get together and we're going to learn how to podcast together, you know,
Yeah.
just as an example. And so, that's the only variation off of the proof if you don't already have proof. So I would probably put in here, as I'm looking further in here, it says learn simple strategic ways to connect your business to your podcast, create episodes that support your offers without relying on ads, downloads, or sponsorships. So I think the people that she's trying to help are obviously moms, right?
Moms that have a business.
Moms that have a business. So it'd be turn your voice into a podcast where you're able to connect your business through episodes and find ways to strategically grow your business without having to doing all this other stuff. I don't even know that that's how I would do the promise. I'd probably we need to get deeper into it.
Well,
honestly.
if her last line is probably the most promise because it's talking about it helps you sell your offers more naturally, and that's probably the end goal with her. If you, I mean, if you're a mom starting a podcast for your business, the end goal is to get more clients, sell more offers, gain more trust, and so I would probably just move that part up.
Yeah, in fact, instead of starting it with a question, you could just say, start a podcast that supports your business, attracts aligned listeners. I actually stopped with the word aligned. I know this is so funny that I'm like stumbling as I'm talking. I do have a toddler that is going crazy in the background, but something that I really want to weigh in is using extra words that people don't need and only add a little bit more confusion for people that might not know what it means. So we want to say, like, who doesn't know what aligns mean? Well, it could be like anybody that speaks a second language, right? And then also, how many third graders do you believe know what the word aligned means? Right? Because a good amount of people don't necessarily have a high vocabulary, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
You're thinking
and
it's like, oh, I know, like third graders aren't finding your offer, but you
Right.
have to use words that literally everyone can understand.
Right. So you want to make sure that everybody has the clarity, they understand it, and it's not needed because just attracts listeners. So, yeah, attracts listeners is what I would want. And obviously, like, we're just going to imply and assume that they're going to be aligned because somebody's not really going to listen to a podcast unless they want to.
I would
Unless they're
also
aligned.
maybe touch a little bit more on. I know for me, when I have been trying to help someone start a podcast, the biggest thing that gets in their way is it sounds kind of overwhelming, like it's like a lot of technology. So maybe like you can throw in a little something about how you make it easy to start one, because that's a pretty big hurdle, is getting people to start a podcast. Like if that's what you're doing, if you're teaching people how to start one, or are you helping women who already have one? I guess that's where I'm not clear.
That's true. So it would either, if you're going to have this as your promise, you could either put start if you're helping start. If you're helping both, you could just be like, have your podcast support your business, attract listeners, and help you sell your offers more naturally. That would be a great promise at the very beginning. I wouldn't put you're in the right place in the if part, because we want to keep this very clear. We want them to quickly read it and go, yes, that's me. Right?
Yeah.
And then if you are a mom of 5, you're a podcast manager, strategist, and a host of a globally ranked top 2% podcast, then you probably have a couple of reviews where you can put proof in there. If you don't have any proof yet, like, or ones that you would want to show for this, then you can say, you can put you as the proof, but you want to word it in a way that makes them align with the story.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is that when you're sharing your own story, you want to don't put as many like me, I kind of things. You want them to be reading it and going, the whole point of the proof is they're going, okay, that sounds like me. I identify, I see myself in this story, and I could see myself in this story going through the plan and then getting to the promise, because you're just building up the belief. So first line is the clarity that, yes, this is me. This is what I want. Proof is going to go, okay, if they did it, I can do it too, because I see myself in that story. And then you're going to do the plan. Now, when I get into the plan where it says inside you'll find, it says step-by-step trainings to start or grow your podcast. That's okay. I think that's pretty good. It doesn't necessarily make me feel like this is going to be any different than another place. Tips for improving your audio workflow and episode strategy. Dream listener journey, many resources, strategy reviews, deep dives. A lot of this looks ChatGPT. Okay. Because I could have read that on it. Probably, like, I could go into the Discovery podcast. I could probably read this on any of those. So what makes you unique, right?
Yeah. And actually, I was just reading on her website. She's got a freaking awesome website, by the way. It's PamelaKrista.com. She's helped over 100 podcast clients already. She's already had over 100 students. She could absolutely get a few of those for some reviews.
That would be important. Like if you have 100 of them, do you even have a proof worth too?
That would be a good question. Yeah, get a proof worth if you haven't already. Just ask them. Actually, I just found a review right there. Working with Pamela has been a stellar experience. I hired her to launch and then manage my podcast. The launch process was handled very professionally, and my launch went really smoothly. And yeah, she's already got reviews. She just needs to add some proof to her about page.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And then maybe even go into the proof or talk to your people. So since you do a podcast, you could just bring people on like a little mini podcast episode with you, right?
Yeah. That's my favorite way to do a podcast, is to actually review or to, talk to the clients that I've got, success out of it already. There's really no better proof than that, to hear it from their own mouth.
And if this is a person that does podcasts, I want to see it on your images in your, like, do it as a video or do it somewhere in the about page where it's not just this grow your business with a podcast without chasing ads, downloads, or sponsorships. Okay. It would be cool to hear from either you talking and doing like a podcast with one of your list, like the people that you've helped, or even you just doing like a little clip of yourself doing a podcast.
Yep.
Because I think that's going to build, that's enough for me to listen and hear you and go, oh yeah, she does know what she's talking about. Oh, she really sounds good at this,
Yeah.
And then of course at the end, put something like your clear CTA where it's like, join now, or see you inside, or let's get podcasting. What, you want to share the funny Podific story?
Oh no, what's the funny Podific story?
About dolphins and feet?
Oh, yeah. So when I was coming up, I used to have a different school community. It was about, it was actually really similar to this, except it wasn't just for moms. It was just for like everybody. And I named it Podific because I was looking through different URLs, and I was, I like to come up with different words that I can combine so I can have a clean URL. So I got podific.com. And you're like pod, so it kind of sounds like dolphins, but it could also be like pod as in feet. So we always had like an inside joke about it. You would share a dolphin and a foot emoji. Dolphin
yeah,
feet.
because I was like, it made me think of like a dolphin pod or like a podiatrist or something. And so I was like, Podific makes me think like terrific dolphin feet.
Yeah, it ruined it for me. That's why I closed the school. No, I'm just
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was like, you asked me what I thought, and so I just like blurted it out,
Yeah.
But no, going back to Pamela's, thank goodness it's not about dolphins and feet, right?
Yeah, thank goodness. I like it overall, though. I think it's pretty good.
It's good.
And the 2% podcast thing, for like to be a globally ranked 2% podcast, is really freaking hard. So congrats on that.
Yeah, and I think that where she's saying this hub is where I've organized all my free podcast resources so you don't have to go on a treasure hunt. That is like really helpful because if I'm looking inside you'll find that would probably be better to put in a word, like, or in a little sentence, like a little bullet point, be like podcast resources all in one place or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it just slightly could be tweaked. And then if it is, we have a question. If you can pull that up, because
sure. I've not been paying attention to the chat at all. I'm so sorry, everyone.
It's one of those days. It's Wednesday.
I'm failing. Hold on. This is actually a really good comment. The wording. We had someone from Schoolers look at our about page and we're thrown off by the word ecology. We are in the land of blank, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, on YouTube. It didn't even occur to us that they didn't know what that means. Yeah, we added a line at the top of that says that the science of blank, and instead of saying cultivation everywhere, we changed to say grow blank in more places. Okay.
I don't have a problem saying mushrooms.
Well, I'm just not sure if we're allowed to say that or not.
Jennifer, in fact, I wanted to message you. I think we're going to see if you're down sometime to do a full episode, since when we were looking at your About page, there are some things that we might have to be careful with on YouTube. We are going to look into like what those things would be before we do one. And then if you feel like you're down to join us live, then we can kind of talk about that and go over if you do have a subject that YouTube or other platforms might be a little bit picky about, then how can we word it and still get the information out there, right?
Yeah, because you're going to have a lot more experience with that than we are. But yeah, I totally agree. It's that coach speak where you're adding certain phrases. Oh, wrong thing. You're adding certain phrases. Gosh, darn it, where did it go? That like an average person would have no idea what it means.
Yeah, and I was actually talking about the comment from Jennifer below that. It is where she's asking if Pamela's group is only for moms. And I think that's important.
Didn't see it. I didn't even see that comment.
It's all good.
Let me pull that one up. Hold on. There we go.
It is cool. I'm looking at the YouTube comments.
Yeah, is it only for moms? I mean, I would think it would be only for moms because it's called Moms Who Podcast. But besides that, there's really nothing said about it besides just the name.
Right. So, I mean, if Pamela is watching this back and she sees this comment and she's like, well, I could definitely take Jennifer in, even if she's not a mom, then definitely reach out,
Yeah, because maybe it's just
and
for
then
ladies.
you could have that clarity, too. It's like it might be where Pamela really just wants to have women in there, too. So we don't know.
Yeah.
But that clarity would help. So,
Yep.
And then we have some YouTube comments as well.
Okay. Which one do you want to pull up?
Not the first one. That one was weird. We got Blue. Is it Blue Moho? Is that how we say it?
Yeah. You got to catch the show. I'm so glad you got to
Nice.
catch the show live. Yeah, Blue's in here a lot. He's in here almost every day. It's awesome.
Yeah, Blue and Joshua. There are like OGs on YouTube.
Joshua says podcast and podcasting. Yep, exactly.
Yes.
And I love that these are on YouTube and not just school. That's exactly right. That's one of the reasons why we did it.
It's really helpful to have. I like having both,
Yep.
but that is also good.
Good review. I agree. Thank you, Joshua. All right.
And I think that is pretty much it for today. We do have one other thing that we want to share. But just to wrap that up real quick, we can go ahead and take hers down.
Okay. All right.
Just a reminder, whatever you choose to do with your About page, so whether you're Ricardo or you're Pamela or anybody else out there listening, you don't have to follow the 3 Ps, but what you do end up doing with your About page, remember, it's about the reader. They should have clarity that this community is for them. So whether or not you follow a different framework, you go talk to somebody else about your About page, just make sure when you read it, does it say, this is for me, yes, I can do this, and all right, now it's like I'm going to go join. As long as you have that, you should be good, and test things out every once in a while. You can switch things up.
Test. Always be testing. Yep.
And then we have a little bit of breaking news because yesterday was school
Breaking.
news.
Nope. Breaking news.
That is so on point for how today feels. Yeah.
Oh, man. New emojis.
We have new emojis. There are new emojis in the School Lives. So even though we're doing this on StreamYard, so School Lives, you can get new emojis. So they went ahead and changed the first bit, like the default one. So now we have a laughing one instead of like the creepy smile.
It looks so much better.
And then I'm still not saying it. Do you want to share with them how to get to the?
Let's keep it secret. Let them figure it out like we figured it out. But it's not going to show on here. But they do move, which is a lot cooler too. They're like little gifs.
There, just so you know, the breaking news is that there are some, but the big point is that it's an Easter egg that you have to go find it.
I'll give the same clue that Sam gave. It's 3 letters. that you have
Yeah.
to type into the chat on School Lives to unlock that bottom row.
Yeah, it's just, and when school news was happening, all I kept typing to everybody was LOL, you know?
It was pretty funny.
It was funny. I was just laughing at everybody, you know?
LOL.
Anyways, have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow, we're going to do more of a chill hangout kind of thing, and we'll probably come up with some funny, crazy stuff. And it's just more of a relaxing one. If you have questions, feel free to jump in with the comments and ask us anything. And I guess that's it. And
Yeah.
what were we doing on Friday? Just so I
Friday,
remember.
let's pull it up. Yeah, last Thursday was pretty funny and wild. It's not one you want to miss.
Yeah.
But Friday, we're talking about workshops as a traffic source, how to pitch them, how to
Yes.
create them, how to turn them into leads. This is what I'm really excited about because I've been seeing a lot of people get literally hundreds of members a week just from workshops in other communities. And you don't want to miss that one either. It's going to be really good.
Yep. And was there any more comments before we go?
We do got one from Jennifer. I'll let you read this one once I pull it up. Doo-doo-doo. Let me move our heads out of the way so I can make it bigger. If you want to read that.
Okay. Jennifer said, absolutely, and I get it, Eric, being wary of even saying the word. There should be no issue because mushrooms are literally everywhere. Lion's mane is amazing for brain stuff, post-stroke, etc. I have some cordyceps on the go now, but sometimes the AI algorithms treat every as if it's magic. Yeah. Starts nuking accounts. We have to be very careful with our new podcast as well because about keeping the topic to gourmet and functional species unless speaking specifically about upcoming science and whatnot. Yeah, I think there's like people that replace their coffee.
Lion's
with-
Mane's awesome. I've got Lion's Mane coffee in my cabinet right now.
So I totally get that. And I think that would be like a really cool topic. So Jennifer, if you're down, I'll message you and we can figure out a time maybe next week that we'll pull you up for a whole episode because that would be fun.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't want to talk about that, you know?
Me.
I went
do wanna
foraging
talk
and I
about
got
it.
I went foraging with the kids when Dominic was just a baby. And we went and got like oyster mushrooms and we turned them into like chicken strips.
Oh, cool.
So maybe I'll bring a picture of that too.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
So
Well,
that'll be
tomorrow's our silly fun day. And we'll
Yes,
see
I'm
you
ready
back.
for some silly.
We'll see you
All
back
right.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.